Welcome to the Scottsdale Vibes podcast. I'm Alicia Haygood. We are going to jump right into it today with one of our favorite real estate agents here in Scottsdale who knows the market inside and out, who's here to help us make the best decision for us, whether that is now, later, or yesterday, which is what she likes to tell us. It's never too late to start right now. Shawn Shackelton and the Shackelton Group is here. Shawn, there's so much. Right before we sat down, you're like, oh, it's going crazy. And I was like, I feel like this is how we start every conversation when it comes to the market lately.
Yeah.
So what's crazy this week? Start off with me.
Well, I mean, it's crazy in that, we are not seeing the same number of homes sell right now. Our demand has slowed, but that doesn't mean that homes still aren't selling.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that our home prices are dropping.
They're from what I'm looking online, and I know you tell me that's not accurate, but just to kind of start, they are kind of maintaining a little bit, which is nice to see, I think.
Yes. But the piece that people forget about is that over the last however many years since COVID and since the pandemic and everything, right, we didn't really have seasonality to our market.
Right.
We're having a year that we have more normal seasonality to our market. So it's very normal for us to see less sales at this time of year.
Correct. So more people are starting to come back in, the influx of the, our snowbirds and all of that. So this tends to be a big buying season.
It starts right now, right? So in October, our weather starts changing. People start coming into town because it starts getting colder elsewhere. So people start kind of getting interested about it again. But interest rates are having an impact on that.
What are they mid to high sevens last time I looked?
7.4 when I checked this morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean? I've seen things come up too where it's okay, you're waiting for the interest rates to drop, but that kind of means the house prices might go up. So you're going to end up paying about the same.
Yeah. Every single person's situation is different.
Correct.
Because it is all going to depend on, how much money are you putting down on the house. There's so many other factors. However, just because the interest rates are high doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a good time to buy. The funny thing that a lot of real estate agents and mortgage people will talk about is ask anybody that is of Gen X, an older Gen X or a baby boomer. Ask every single one of them, how much did you pay in your interest rate back in the 80s? And they wear it like a badge of honor. They're like, I paid 18%.
Yeah.
I paid 12%. So when my husband and I bought our first house, we were at 7%, and my father-in-law looked at us and said, lock that rate. You're never going to see that low again. This is crazy. I can't believe it. So I think it's perspective, right?
Yes.
When we just come off of 2.75 and 3% as kind of the norm for a year and a half, and now we're at 7.4, it's massive whiplash.
Yeah.
It threw everybody off. And we're in this big buying season, this big buying, I guess season really is the right word, for the millennials, right?
That's just it.
And they have never seen interest rates like this.
It's still low. My parents were at 19% for their first house in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the same thing.
Right.
So it is perspective.
Totally.
It is scary, though, when that's what you were seeing for so long.
Yeah, of course.
And then now it's this. It's still reasonable.
It does have to adjust what you buy, right? Because home prices are high, interest rates are high, so you do have to make an adjustment on what it is that you buy based on what your mortgage payment is going to be, which we've talked about this before. People do not buy your mortgage amount. You buy what your mortgage payment is.
Yeah.
Right? So don't get caught up in how much the dollar amount is for what your loan is. Just look at what your payment's going to be. Because that's what you're going to have to pay. 30 years fixed. If that's the direction that you go, which I suggest, if you're going to do an adjustable, don't do 3, 5, do something longer if that's something that you're looking at. But really it's what is your mortgage payment going to be? And people like to throw out, but I can't believe it because the houses are so expensive and people can't buy them. And they throw out that, well, back when the interest rates were that high, home prices were that low. But again, you have to look at people weren't making the same amount of money that they're making right now.
Yeah,
exactly.
It all equals out.
I get it. Inflation is high. It's terrible. I wish that we weren't in the inflation that we're in, but we are. But that doesn't. People still have really good jobs.
Yeah, we do.
And high-paying jobs. So yes, you have to adjust what you're going to buy, but you can still afford something.
Right. That's just it.
And that's my thing with people. I'm like, if you might have to adjust And first-time homebuyers, the thing that we talk about is like, when a first-time homebuyer goes to look at a home, sometimes you have to say, remember, this isn't your forever home.
Mm-hmm.
You're just getting something now.
Right.
So that you're not throwing away money on rent.
She's staring at me, by the way. She's like, Alicia.
Right.
You and I have been talking about this now for over a year or two, with me specifically, because it's like I have this amazing landlord who we got stuck in that renter's bubble of when we moved here. COVID started 8 months later, couldn't move, and then everything skyrocketed and I freaked out and didn't do anything about it. And now, I'm stuck in that situation. I totally get it. It's time to move on. We've grown out of our house size-wise. But so there's someone like me, right, who's older for a first-time home buyer. So I need to skip that, stepping stone of a house and go to that second-tier house that
Which you can do, but again, you have to remember that it's not your forever house.
It's not.
It's
not. Yeah.
But you have to look at it and go, okay, could I be happy here for 7 to 10 years?
Yeah.
Right? And then go, yeah, I could. The house that we're in, I would love to have a bigger house just because, but again, it's a want, not a need.
That's just it.
And that's where this is one of the reasons why our inventory is staying low.
Yeah.
Because it's a want, not a need necessarily. And so we have an interest rate that's really, really low. Our payment is great. And so we're not going anywhere.
Well, that's what I was going to talk about. So I was talking to some people. I was at a conference a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about from all over. So we're talking about everyone's market, funny enough, Dallas and Vegas and then here. And, those people that have that really low interest rate, they're like, well, I'm stuck as well because I can't get a 2.5% interest rate that I have right now. So whereas you feel you're stuck in that renter's bubble, I'm stuck in my house for right now.
They call that the locked-in effect.
Yes.
Everyone's talking about the locked-in effect. The people that bought feel like they're locked into their home because they got that low interest rate. And I mean,
yes and no, but
I know it's all a choice, right? I mean, again, I go back to if you're going to buy another house, what is your mortgage payment going to be? Yeah. Because the reality about it too is that the interest rates are not going to stay constant forever.
They never have, people.
No, they're going to go up, they're going to go down, they're going to, fluctuate, and you can always refinance.
Yeah.
Right? But you have to know going into it that when you get into a home, especially right now, because we really don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Can you afford your mortgage payment right now for maybe 2 years?
What is the average length that houses are staying on the market right now?
It's still pretty low. I mean, historically speaking, it's still pretty low. We're still in that spot of if there's a really good house in a really good neighborhood with great views that has been fixed up, and the price is good. I mean, again, you can still kind of push it on that price point for a home like that. It's still selling fast.
Okay. Competitive still? Bidding over it?
Not as much right now.
Okay.
Not as much right now. I mean, again, if all the stars align on one house, again, could you get a bidding war? Possibly. But again, it's not going to be 20. It might be 2. Okay. Maybe 3.
That's doable.
That's doable. Yeah. I mean, and you might have to go a little over list price, maybe. But I'm not seeing it as much right now at all.
What are some of the hottest zip codes right now in Scottsdale that are really?
Well, 85255 has always been a hot one just because of the location specifically. Yeah. I mean, it's right there at the curve of the 101 and at the base of the McDowell. So that seems to be a place for people that have kids that are still, working and going to and from the office because it's so close to the 101, easy access. But the 85254, everyone calls it the magic zip code. It's Scottsdale zip code, but Phoenix taxes. Like, people still love that area. And I will say that people love that area, especially if they do not want any HOA. If they come to me and they say, I don't want an HOA, then we usually start talking about 85254 because there's not as many HOAs over there. But you've got to like the style house over there. Yeah. It's just different. They're older. Sometimes the ceiling heights are lower. Sometimes the floor plans can feel a little bit more compartmentalized. If
not really neighborhoody over there.
It can be. Some of it can be. I mean, I know some people that live over in that area and they love it. They've lived there forever. They're very close with their neighbors. Okay. So, I mean, I think it depends on where you are. But, I mean, you're not going to get the amenities like some of the, subdivisions. Right. Where there's neighborhood parks and, swimming pools and that kind of stuff. I mean, you're going to have city parks that are close to some of them, but not the neighborhood parks necessarily.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm so happy for park season starting. The cooler temps, finally getting outside. My kid is dying to get in the wash and play Battlezone again with his Nerf guns. He's already picked out his outfit, his guns, and everything.
I love it. I love it. I know we were outside a lot this weekend, even though yesterday and today, the fire smell. Oof.
Terrible.
Yeah,
I know. My husband went running this past weekend. He's like, it felt so good. Smelled terrible, but felt so good to like be out on the trails and stuff again. I know.
It's crazy.
All right, Shawn, where can we find you to make sure we have all of our expert needs met and exceeded?
Always call me, 480-734-7277.
Awesome. Y'all go check out Shawn Shackelton and the Shackelton Group, and I'll have all our information as well in the description of this episode. Stay tuned when we get back. We're going to talk about what is coming up this Scottsdale season. Shawn, thank you for always having our back and for always joining us at the table.
Of course.
Buying a home can be scary and sometimes frustrating, but all of that can go away with the right realtor. And that's where Shawn Shackelton with the Shackelton Group is here for you. Shawn has over 25 years experience in real estate. She's here to get you what you want and won't settle for less. She's experienced, knowledgeable, and understands this market, which these days is always changing. Take the stress out of your next home purchase by calling Shawn at 480-734-7277. You can also find her at theshackletongroup.com. We're back here with Veronica Leon of Macaroni Kid, your go-to place for all things fun, family, friendly, and really what's going on in Scottsdale. It's my place that I go to for everything. Even some of the events that I bring to you for calendar of events each week come from Veronica at Macaroni Kid. So I'm excited to have her here in the studio with us today to talk about Scottsdale season. It's my favorite time of year. Veronica, we have turned the corner. It is below 100 degrees. I woke up last week and it was like in the 70s in the morning. So like I had coffee outside. Like
I will take under 100 or just 100 anytime.
Right?
Over 100 and something else.
Isn't it crazy? So I'm so excited. But this just means that Scottsdale is ready to start the season. So do tell, what can we look forward to this season?
Oh my God. It's the favorite time of year for like just anything fall, because things are changing, events are coming around, and there's just so much more. And it just seems like every year there's more events popping up.
I love that.
And I think because of the fact that we have such amazing weather, whether it's 100 degrees, you can be outside and it's like normal for us.
We were at baseball practice and one of the kids was complaining. We're like, it's 97. Stop talking. You're so lucky right now.
Right? I'll take 97 every day.
Right. So some of the typical things that we typically have the fall festivals that we're going to talk about that you're throwing here at AZ Boardwalk. We have all the Halloween festivities. For me, it just screams fall when all of this starts happening.
Of course. And then, you have all of the changes. If you start seeing everything's pump and spice and like everything nice, and you start seeing the stores where they're changing. There's a small section of Halloween, but all of a sudden there's a huge section of Christmas. So you're like, okay, do I start Halloween decorating or do I move into the Christmas decorating? But there's definitely a lot of fall festivals, a lot of events happening this year, and a lot of recurring ones are coming back, which is amazing to see those coming back, especially with us having our annual fall festival at the Arizona Boardwalk in October. And so I'm excited to continue bringing that to the community. It's a free event for everyone. And we have a lot of amazing small business vendors that come out. And, it's a great opportunity for the businesses, but it's also a great opportunity for the families to get to know those owners and what programs and services that they provide outside. But the live entertainment with Studio 8, I'm so excited because I get to do it again. And it's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
You fill up that empty area in the middle of the boardwalk.
Right.
It is full of tents and activities. It is a great opportunity for you to come and see all of these new small businesses or, businesses that have been here for a while. And it's a one-on-one connection that you can get. So, and by the way, there's a ton, and I mean a ton of candy. A ton of candy. Thank you, Veronica, for that. I did it last year. I had a lot of fun. I actually ran out of stuff and had to come to you for more candy, which you did prepare me for, and I still was not prepared. But my kids had the best time hanging out for like 3 hours there.
Right. And it's another opportunity for the kids to wear their costumes
That's
again.
Right.
But more importantly, it's the opportunity to do it during the day because not a lot of little ones go trick-or-treating at night. So any time that we can provide a little bit more extra time for them to use their costumes or just bringing the kids out before all the big events come out in the evenings. Again, it's something for the parents to do as well. But the kids get tired and then they just want to go home and rest.
I get it.
Hopefully after too much sugar.
Yeah. So that's happening October 21st at AZ Boardwalk. Tell me the details about that.
So it's October 21st from 2 to 5 o'clock, and it'll be displayed in the courtyard. So it's in the middle of Odyssey Aquarium, Butterfly Wonderland, Pangea. So we have all of those attractions coming out. The dinosaurs will be coming out from Pangea. So that's always super exciting because they're pretty amazing to see the life size of those. But there's not so much. I mean, as far as like fall events during the day is the Fall Fest. So don't miss it. It's free. We do have an invite on our Facebook page if you want to sign up because we are running giveaways up to that point. And we're also doing a Halloween costume contest for 3 places for either adults, families, and the little ones. And they are super fun. These families really get into these costume contests.
They do.
They do. I mean, I think last year we had a Star Wars family, and the little wagon or something was like the spaceship. I mean, it's pretty amazing how these families get really, really creative with their costumes.
And like you said, it is an opportunity. We already got my kids' Halloween costumes, so first of all, I do it now.
Wow, you're ahead of it.
Well, I'll tell you why. I've learned the hard way too many times. Number one, if you wait till October, the prices on a costume double, like literally. And then my son is like 9, but he's the size of a 14-year-old. So he is huge. I can't find a kid's costume his size all the
which
time.
is double the price.
Right. And I just want him to wear it for 2 months. So it's just not one night that I spent like $70 on a costume or whatever kind of thing. So yeah, he is going to be a soldier, and he has been practicing a lot of soldier moves in my house, wearing his costume, rolling, pretending like he's in like all this kind of stuff. So it's fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. What else can we look forward to this season?
Okay, so in Scottsdale alone, we have this balloon spectacular at Salt River Fields. We also have all the reoccurring ones. We have the McCormick Ranch pumpkin patch.
Very nice.
We have the, oh my God, there's so many. There's the Fear Farm already. I think most of the Halloween haunted houses already started. Fear Farm and the 13th floor.
Okay, have you done those yet?
No.
Okay.
And every year I say, I'm going to do it.
Maybe we should go one night.
And then finally I convinced my daughter, who's now 12, and she's like, okay, I'm ready to try it. I'm like, let's do it.
Okay, I'm ready. I'll go with you.
I'm like, might as well. I mean, it's once in a year where you get like
really
spooked.
Yeah. I just don't want to pee my pants. I'm just putting it out there. I just don't want that.
So there's so much. I mean, if you go into the website, there's a full list of fall festival and events coming up, but we're updating this every single day. I mean, that's just how many events are coming around, and there's a lot. Majority of them are on our side of town. But I mean, you can travel anywhere and you'll see something that's coming up, and there's just really cool, amazing events for everybody of all ages.
Salt River Fields is hosting a bunch. I know our family even getting out of Scottsdale to go up north some. Mortimer Farms is one of our favorite locations.
Apple Annie's is one of my favorites.
I haven't done that one yet. I've heard Apple Annie's is fantastic though. So little things like that, like we love Scottsdale, but it's nice to get out and see some of those leaves that change in the north and just get a different feel. And they have these massive farms out there too that are really fun to.
Yeah, Flagstaff has a lot of amazing events. There are haunted houses as well, and Jerome has the haunted tours as well. So
that's because it's already haunted.
Of course, they just up it up a notch. But I mean, there's different opportunities. You can either go east or west, and I mean, you're heading to Apple Annie's, you're heading to Marana. Marana has their pumpkin patch as well. Mortimer Farms is one of our favorites as well. So the list can go on. I think I counted over 20 of them between. I'd say the end of September to the end of October.
All right. Well, that's not a lot of time, guys.
No.
We're already here at the end of September. The first week of October is right now. So go check them out. And again, you can find everything for Veronica at Macaroni Kid /Scottsdale. Is that correct?
At northscottsdale.com at Macaroni Kid, yes.
And then I'll have the link on the description of this episode. But for anything you ever may need to know what's going on this month, this week, or next month, always check out Veronica at Macaroni Kid. Thank you so much for always keeping us in the loop and helping us stay informed about what's going on. In the meantime, let's go ahead and plan that haunted house night. We'll go do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. When it comes to protecting you, your family, and all your assets, you need to have someone that you can trust. And that's Jeremy Mueller of State Farm Insurance. Jeremy Mueller has lived in Scottsdale his whole life. How can anyone else know your needs more than someone who's been here and seen it all? Jeremy and his team are always ranked in the top % at State Farm. He cares, he's knowledgeable, and most importantly, he's always available. Don't believe me? Give him a call at 480-515-5223 or find him at jeremymueller.com. When it comes to family-friendly dentistry, there's only one place in Scottsdale, and that's Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry. Teeth cleaning, innovative, pain-free laser dentistry, teeth whitening, root canals, and really any dental need you may have, Dr. Rob and his staff at Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry can handle it all. They're more than just a dentist, they really are family. We've been going there for over 3 years, and my family loves them. When your kids get excited to go to the dentist, you know you've got a good one. Dr. Rob DeVito is the only dentist in town that can handle it all. Give him a call at 480-990-1905. You can find him on the web at drdevito.com. And don't forget to tell him you heard him on the podcast. But our good friend Courtney Fox, who was on last month, gave us a promo code for Yoga Fox where you can get a discount on the tickets. It is an adult-only 21 and up event. Gates open at 7:30 a.m. with a 1-hour class starting at 8:15, and stay along for after the class as they're going to be having events and a networking opportunity to hang out with more yogis. The Home and Garden Show is happening at WestWorld this weekend, so come and get some inspiration for all those home decor ideas. Tickets start at just $2 for certain days and for certain age groups up to, I think, $7. A great event to go get some inspiration ideas. And arrive early as it does tend to bring a huge crowd in from all over the valley. All right, Halloween, we all know it's that time of year, so get your pups and fur babies ready because the dog costume contest is happening Saturday at the W Scottsdale. Join us for the annual Halloween costume contest and happy hour held in partnership with Oh My Dog Boutique Hotel, benefiting #LovePup Foundation. You can dress your dog in their most creative costume for a chance to win a one-night stay at the W Scottsdale as well as other prizes. You play with adoptable dogs and puppies, and donations are encouraged for a local dog shelter. Registration is from 6 to 7 p.m. They are not accepting anyone late. It is show starting promptly at 7 with the winner announced by 8. Have a wonderful week, Scottsdale. Keep vibing, and I'll see you around town.